Hey guys, this is Dustin, and welcome to the first episode of this devlog series. So today I am showing off a game that I've been working on for I think around, it's been around a couple months now. Maybe around a month since I've been working on this game. Only recently have I actually been keeping track of it, now that I actually have an engine and an idea of what the game will be, but it's something that I actually been wanting to make for quite a while now. So the game is called Viakin. This is just a in-progress logo that I've been working on. And what it is it's a sci-fi action platformer roguelike with randomly generated terrain and random weapons and enemies and stuff like that. Hopefully there's going to be a kind of like a story, but it's mostly just going to be Twitch reactions, really understanding how the generation works, and yeah, being able to, you know, spelunk into this dark terrain on another planet. So the game is being written in C++ using the Raylib framework. I really like the Raylib framework. It's very simple and easy to get started with. I actually have a tutorial series on this channel that you guys can check out if you're interested in learning Raylib, but it's very simple and very powerful actually. Because it's so simple, there is a couple things that are missing that I've had to add myself, like a couple just, you know, drawing routines and stuff like that. But being able to do that has been extremely easy just because of the tools that Raylib provides. So it's been a very productive, very awesome framework to work with. On the side here, obviously this game's been in development for longer than 2 weeks, but I've only been tracking it since the 17th. And that's when I made this to-do list, which is not comprehensive. This is just stuff I have on the top of my head, and I'll be adding to it as I go. But basically, this is just a general idea of what I need to do. And last week was pretty productive. This is not everything that I did last week, but this is just every like major change and all that. And yeah, you know, just added some really important things. Now, this is kind of a weird time to start making a development log because I'm kind of in the stalemate with this game. And I'm kind of at this point where not a lot of new features are being added because I'm kind of dealing with some pretty annoying bugs and engine, you know, specific stuff. But hopefully through this devlog series I can find the, you know, motivation to create and actually power through some of the challenges that I'm going through right now. But anyway, I'm sure you guys are really interested in what the game looks like, so I'm going to start it off right now. This is the main menu. It's a very simple main menu right now. I'm just going to click start, and yeah, this is the game. So right now I just have the weapons here. Let me find a couple more interesting generations. But as you can see, I spawned a couple weapons. There's an enemy right here that spawned. It's this bomb guy that when it gets close to you, it'll explode. And that's just one of, I think, 3 other enemy types. Right now I'm not adding content. I'm really trying to solidify the game itself. So you know, those are just the few that I have that I decided to implement on the top of my head. And same with the weapons. There is I don't know how many. I think 5 weapons in the game. This one's just a regular, you know, gun. This one's like a faster machine gun. And you'll be able to find these weapons throughout the game. And each one will have a certain amount of ammo, and you can choose if you actually want to keep it or not. So this one's just like a pillow, and it shoots out feathers, and it does damage. And I really like this weapon. It's one of my favorites right now. And then there's also this potion launcher, which launches this like green goo ball, and it explodes, and I think that's pretty fun too. And this one, there's going to be melee weapons. This is just a temporary knife. As you can see, there's all these graphics are all temporary for now. A few nice details. It's kind of hard to see on the video, but if you look, these billboards, these grass billboards, are actually waving when the player, you know, moves across them. Right now there's a lot of dead space. By the way, all of this is randomly generated. And I'm not using a tile map editor at all. So all this is just programmatic. And, you know, right now it kind of looks like it. It doesn't look very good. But in the future, once I have the engine solidified and all that, I'll be able to add more randomness to these generations and stuff like that. I want to make sure that, you know, every blank room that there's always something interesting to go and look at. For instance, like a chest, or maybe like an object that you can interact with. But yeah, it's just a very simple platformer for right now. Like there's slopes. They're very janky right now. I need to work on the physics. I might add Raylib's built-in physics engine, but you know, there's a couple caveats to doing that. But yeah, you can go down each level. So the game's actually built on levels, as you can see right here. This is kind of a debug view. And weirdly enough, like a couple patches ago, this wasn't laggy at all. So I'll have to find out why it's so low frame rate. But anyway, you can see kind of how it generates. It's just in a big stack, and it chooses how many rooms to generate. So 3 or like more, up to 7. And rooms that are empty, cells that are empty, I'll eventually place like shops and different interesting like challenges and stuff like that in there. There's a lot of different room like types. One of the goals I have for this project is to make it so that they blend together a little bit more seamlessly, so that they don't look like, while you're actually playing the game, they don't look like they're actually segmented into these chunks. But that's okay. One of the things in this game is chests. So I can open it up and they explode with gems. Right now I don't have a use for gems. I just want to make it so I want to create a reason for the player to actually explore the level. So I think these gems you might be able to trade for items, maybe extra hearts, stuff like that. There'll probably be a shop, stuff like that, yeah. But yeah, you know, it's a very simple game. You can see there's, you know, mixing of different tiles, and I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, there's a couple bugs. For instance, right here, one of the hardest things that I've been dealing with was actually getting these doors to, these ladders to place correctly. As you can see, you know, it basically just clears a long, narrow patch all the way up to the ceiling, which isn't exactly ideal. Ideally, you would want it to clear up to, you know, the level of the world, but for whatever reason I've been having some bugs with it, where I don't know if it's just a logic error or an actual error in my engine. So, you know, that's one thing that I want to fix this week, which will come out, I'll make another video next Monday probably, or it might come out on Sunday, covering everything that I did this week. But yeah, you know, here's one of the enemy types that we also have. It's just a fox, you know, it's just temporary art. There's another bomb, you know. Here's kind of like a little programming challenge, or not programming, but platforming challenge. The physics are pretty janky right now. There's a couple, you know, things I want to do to be able to really make sure I can hone in on the parameters and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, you have a little health bar, you have a little inventory screen right here. It's not very, you know, useful. Like, these two cells are completely closed up. And, you know, I'm doing that just because I don't know exactly how this game is going to work. You know, I like to program exploration, like explore through programming. And then, you know, kind of uncover some gameplay and all that. But yeah, you know, it's pretty fun as it is. You know, there's a full game loop, like you can make it clear to the bottom. Well, okay, I lied. It's not that much fun. My goal is to actually make it fun. But you know, it's a relatively competent product as it is right now. As in, it's complete in such a way that I can just add a ton of features and polish and maybe hopefully, you know, release it at some point soon. But yeah, that's the game. You know, a couple of you guys who have been following my channel might know that I've been working on this RPG game. You might be wondering, why am I creating another project since I've been working on this RPG game for, you know, quite a while, like 6 months or so, maybe even longer. And the biggest reason is that RPG game is something that I want to really take a lot of time with. It's going to be, I want it to be something very special. Not saying that this game isn't going to be something very special, but I want to make it a very expansive game. There's just a lot of art to do, a lot of story, a lot of gameplay to implement and stuff like that. So I don't expect to be done with it, and I don't want to rush it. I don't expect to be done with it for, you know, years potentially. But this game, I want to hopefully have a demo within, like, a fully working demo within a couple months. And I'm still working out the schedule for all that. I'll keep you guys updated through these development logs. Hopefully you guys find these interesting. But yeah, anyway, you know, that's just a few of the things I've been working on in this game. I'll do a more traditional, like, here's what I did, you know, step-by-step development log, but this is just the first one, just to kind of introduce you to the project and all that. And if you guys are interested, I could also show you the code. Honestly, a lot of this code is pretty horrifying, because most of it is just me getting something working. Like, look at this indentation, it's crazy. I really need to, you know, extract this out into its own functions and stuff like that. This one file is 1,600 lines, which is kind of scary. But yeah, you know, in this game I really focused on getting something out there, you know, instead of working on engine. Because I have a pretty big issue where I build game engines instead of games, you know. And in this, I really want to make a game. So I need to focus on that over creating a really maybe amazing game engine, you know. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.